Anyone wanting to interfere can get weird and witness your worst fears in a 30-foot sphere. I don't care if you're a barbarian or a cavalier. Kick it into high gear, let me make myself clear. The pioneer, I can make your peers disappear. Send them to the ethereal plane as if they were never here. Cheers roaring in my ears, dearly revered. I'm happy to domineer any volunteers. Sincerely out of control, top of the totem pole. My cone of cold is freezing them fire trolls whole. I got the strap, just looking to trap souls. I've been snapping my firebolt, leaving smoldering holes. It's incredibly difficult not to acknowledge me. I am a prodigy, you'll read about me in your mythology. No apologies, I'm impossible to demolish. Consider this admonishing, second guessing my policy, bitch.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon, my glass cannon. I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon.
The general strategy is to either destroy the enemy before being attacked, or to hide behind other, stronger ally units.
Who goes there? Why you dummies always coming in my lair like you want the smoke? All these wannabe heroes unprepared for the nightmare and despair that they dare to provoke. Most folk are doing their best to avoid me. Floor full of bones of the people that annoy me. Every now and then I get a couple of daredevils with the audacity to think that they can destroy me. Good luck with that, man. I got panoramic vision, meaning that I can see in any direction with precision. If it's your decision to attack, I suggest that you come back when your plans had a bit of revision to it. Notably, you should accept defeat. Consider this your last opportunity to retreat. Repeat, that was your last chance to survive. I hope that you enjoyed your time being alive.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should've looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
I am the tyrant, get it? I have actually been told that I'm a pretty funny guy. Wait a minute, what were we discussing? I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right, you were just about to die. How could I forget that? It's my favorite part. The only thing left to consider is where to start. In addition to magical abilities, I'm smart. I can make your demise art. Anyway, it appears that the wizard in your party is a gnome who was worth about the same as if he would have stayed at home. I'll activate my anti-magic cone, and in a moment I'll turn him into stone. When the barbarian inevitably flies into rage, I'll disintegrate her with one of my eye rays. By the way, I haven't even begun to try. Fly by and take a bite of the fighter's thigh.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should've looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
While the fighter attempts to collect himself, he bleeds out on the space I dismembered him in. I wouldn't waste time telling me your names. I can guarantee that nobody's ever gonna remember them. Then again, you'll be on the list of my victims at the bottom of a column of other anonymous prey. You should take a minute to reflect on the day and the last words you'll ever say. Time's up. You're the lone survivor, the last one left. And halfling rogues are admittedly deft, but you broke into my home and you've stolen my time. I'm afraid I cannot allow theft. Throw you up into the air with my telekinesis. Finger of death to obliterate you into pieces, and that's that. Wink and a tip of the hat. That was good for my practice. Thanks for the chat.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should've looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should've looked over your shoulder. You're in
Some see me as a cynic. They come in for the base, but they stay for the acidic. I've been on that paper chase, keeping pace for a minute, and I'm aiming to appreciate the moment while I'm in it. Genesis, a menace on the mic, so sinister. You might get some venom from the bites I administer. Winner from the start, superstar with the finisher. I got a decent heart, but I'm hardly a minister. A bardic apprentice, I'm innocent as a lamb. Worm like I'm Dennis, I don't dare to give a damn. Firm in the philosophy, I am who I am. I'm a carbon commodity, I need to be verified on the gram. Tightrope walking the id and the superego. Lifeboat liable to fire the torpedoes. Keeping to the credo. I'm free to achieve the dream, or at the very least, I can release some of my steam. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H-double-O-D. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. So we're supposed to be sophisticated. Then why is 67% of the population undereducated? Emotionally incapacitated. Historically opinionated characters end up assassinated. And that's okay with the people faking it day to day. Capitalizing on capitalism, it's pay to play. Waiting for data to make it fade away. Whether you admit it, we're witnessing biological decay of the human race. We're going to a new place. I really hope it comes soon. I don't do space, two-faced, trembling bass, running the rebel base. Outpacing enemies in the interface. In your face like a zygomatic arch. I got them in lockstep, meaning my melodramatic march is effective, albeit rather subjective. I encourage you to pursue a new perspective. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H-double-O-D. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. Since the day I was born, I've been non-conforming. I put myself in a position to make a living performing. Haters should consider this a form of warning. I've been swarming on them like a storm, I'm global warming. I'm not the one, done been through too much madness. Mastered the wrath and the sadness. You would need an atlas to match where I'm at. The fat cat put a nerdcore rap back on the map, that's Yazik. Weaving that underwater basket. Rap till I'm wrapped in a casket. Snapping I'm back on the track like I'm Matt Foley. Stay blown like a fiberglass gasket. Gassed up, I'm a maniacal minotaur. Try to hit me with your best shot, Pat Benatar. Try to get me on that guest spot, but I stay on the lab, and that's where I'ma be until they put me up on the slab. It's magic. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H-double-O-D. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. Life.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bard's Playhouse. I'm Zachary Vaudo, and this is Persona Non-Grata, a D&D 5e one-shot. We have 4 magnificent players here today who are going to be playing a variety of races and backgrounds that tend to be stereotyped in Dungeons & Dragons, but today they will be the heroes, if they decide to be. Before we get into introducing them, we have a brief content warning from the Bard's Playhouse that will be coming up on your screen now. So please do take that to heart, and we'll try to keep this game as fun for everybody, both players and audience. Now, we'll go around and we'll introduce our players before we get started, starting with May.
Here, I'm MayLeigh Damage. You can find me on all the socials, whatever they are, /MayLeigh Damage. It's the best way to keep up with everything I do. And tonight I will be playing Dakari, who is a wonderful little feral tiefling, all wild in the woods with her Circle of the Moon druidness. Yeah, she's excited to meet everybody.
And now we'll move over to Sam.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha McLarty, and I will be playing Zyandra, the Hexblood Rogue. And if you're looking for me, you can check out at Just S McLarty on all the socials, and that's how you can find me and see what I'm doing.
Now we'll move to April.
Hi everyone, I'm April. You can find me everywhere as AprilRaygun, and now I'm playing Vass, the kobold artificer who lives in the woods.
And finally, Ashy.
Hey guys, I'm Ash. You can find me everywhere as Ashythebard, and I am playing a Bardlock Dark Elf, and you'll see all the fun stuff that she can do here in a little bit.
Once again, I'm Zachary Vaudo. I will be your dungeon master for the evening. With that, we'll go ahead and we'll start off this one-shot adventure. The town of Gwyn is a town like many others in this world. It's decently populated. It's mildly civilized, we'll call it. It's not too rural. It's not too urban. They have shops of trinkets to sell and food to sell for anybody who passes through. They are along a main road, so it tends to get travelers from time to time. A little rustic, a little modern. Nothing that you would typically bat an eye at. The town is mostly populated by humans, elves, dwarves, your standard. But just outside of the town, it's a bit of a tent city, a bit of a free-for-all of many other varieties of folks in this world that the folks in town will not outwardly say anything about, but it becomes clear that there's a division in this part of the world between the types of folks that are allowed in the city on a regular basis and the ones who have to make their way elsewhere. It's existed this way, slightly tense, slightly uncomfortable, but no one really stepping up for quite some time. You all occasionally might venture into town, mustering through the awkward stares and stilted interactions to get things as you go back out. But overall, nothing to really, stir things up. It's become normal for you. You've unfortunately become accustomed to it, being who you are and being where you are from. You may have even seen each other from time to time as you've passed through. The level of which you've interacted with each other, I will leave up to you, the players. One morning, though, there's something slightly different in the various little sections that you wake up in. There's parchment posted everywhere. As many vertical spaces as you can find has a piece of parchment hammered onto it and written in, it seems like they tried to do nice handwriting, but it was clearly very rushed, is a call to any and all who will heed it of a need for help, and those who are willing to help to please come to the town square by midday by request of the mayor. Reward to be offered for service. This is very odd for you all. You are not used to seeing requests from the town, much less a need for help, so directly put forward. The folks that live out there with you are of mixed interest, mixed concern, but for reasons that are your own, the four of you take an interest, and with parchment in hand, find your way into the town proper, going towards the town square where you see many, many folks of the town gathered around a small platform. The large, very large man standing in the middle that you know to be the mayor of Gwyn. And as you four approach from your various directions, the townsfolk turn and look at you. The tension that you're used to is still there, but there's another level of tension. There's another level of apprehension. I would like anybody that wishes to make a perception check and see if you can figure out a little bit more about what's going on here before we just dive into it.
$12.
Okay.
12.
12.
I have disadvantage on perception.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20
Okay.
and a natural 1.
Perfect.
Is it daylight outside?
It is daylight. It's midday.
All right. Well, then, yeah, I also get.
Okay.
Okay, it's still got to be 12 because that one was higher.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay. So we have a 12, 12, 14, and natural 1. So Vass, you are too focused on the people. That's a lot of people. It's more people than you are typically used to seeing. All in one place, too. It's almost like it's a party, but it's not a good party. It's kind of an uncomfortable party because everybody's staring at you. Is it a party for you? Kind of. Maybe there was a note outside. The rest of you, though, maybe it's because you're not as hyper fixated on all the people. Maybe it's because you're taller than Vass, the small kobold who is walking along with you. But you notice past the people, the buildings. There are windows smashed. There are doors off of their hinges. There are baskets and items overturned in the street. You're not in town a whole lot, but you're in town enough to know that it's usually not this unkempt, we'll call it. The 4 of you approach, and the mayor clears his throat with, thank you to the 4 of you for answering our call. I am Mayor Chandas, Mayor of Gwyn. I do not believe any of us have met. Please, what are your names? And you can tell he's a bit nervous in talking, but he's trying to maintain decorum as he gestures towards the 4 of you.
Why are you so nervous and sweaty?
It's a bit of an uncomfortable situation we found ourselves in, but please, what are the names of the 4 who have deigned to help us in this time?
Well, I'm Ireland, and this is Becky.
And who is Becky?
Becky is a pseudo dragon, and it's all pink and super sparkly, lots of glitter.
The couple of children that are in the area seem to take an immediate attraction to the dragon, while their parents are suddenly very put off by the fact of this small creature they were not aware of before.
So does Dakari. Dakari walks over with the children, also very, very interested in this very sparkly dragon.
The sudden voice popping up startles people, but the playfulness with the dragon delights the children, discomforts the adults.
And I will say, Zyandra, and this is Betty. And then I'm just going to tap her. And when I tap her, she's just going to say, I want to play.
The children are not as delighted by your doll as they are the small dragon, unfortunate as it may be. And the adults are even more discomforted. The mayor is a bit off-put as well.
I think Vass looks up. Oh, shit. I'm used to being the creepy one here. Hi, Vass.
Right. Ireland and Kari and Zyandra and Vass. Thank you for heeding our call. We found ourselves in a bit of a dilemma, and we were hoping that we could count on the 4 of you to assist us in the matter. And he sort of looks around at what the 3 of you have noticed now, and Vass, if you follow eyeline, you will start to see the broken windows, the doors off their hinges, the things strewn out on the street. It appears that our town was targeted by a bit of a bandit horde that came through in the night. They came through the back end gate, and we found ourselves none the more prepared for it, as you can tell. They made off with quite a few things that folks here, well, their livelihood depends on it, and we are not quite tasked to handle the matter. You see some of the people look away at this, some in shame, some in annoyance at those that were not willing to step up. And as we do not know the next time that those might pass through that would be able to help us, we wanted to put the call out to those adjacent to the town, such as yourselves, to see if perhaps we could work out some sort of an arrangement for your assistance in the matter to retrieve our items and possibly stop these bandits from perpetrating such acts once more.
Dakari looks up from booping the snoot of the very cute dragon. Goes, wait a minute, so let me get this straight. You didn't want to let us live inside the city, but now you're in trouble. And now you want our help. So I'm a little confused because either that means that you're really not as great as you think you are, or that we're disposable to you. So which one is it?
That's a point. Really good point.
As I said, arrangements can be worked out for those willing to help. We surely can, if you wish to live inside the city, I'm sure that we can certainly find lodgings.
This place is a dump. Why would anyone want to live in here?
Well, it wasn't before they showed up and ransacked the place. It's actually quite nice.
Well, it's not like I had any idea before. You didn't really let us in to know. This could have been like this the whole time, and now you're trying to lie to us.
They also have a good point.
Well, I give you my word as the mayor of Gwyn that it was not always with our windows smashed and our doors off their hinges. As I said,
one moment.
I don't trust politicians.
Just 1 second. What is it? Deirdre has said that she thinks that you are desperate and need. Well, you're in a very vulnerable position at this point, aren't you?
and you can see the mayor's face drop a little bit. I guess as he sort of looks back at the people behind him and goes, we are finding ourselves in a time of need and hoping that you could be of assistance. Zyandra, if you'd like to make an insight check, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
Liar!
17.
He is absolutely desperate, and he is trying his hardest to save face in front of the rest of the town to help them while not admitting to everything that you all are accusing him of.
Okay, so if we decide to help, you see that place over there in the corner? I want it.
He looks up towards it. I'm certain an arrangement could be made, and somebody starts to step up from the back, and somebody else sort of holds them from objecting. We can work out some things. I'm certain if we were able to retrieve our belongings and once again stop this from happening again, we would certainly not want these bandits to swing back through and undo all the work that you do.
You're lucky we're not busy today.
Yeah, I got nothing better to do.
Extremely lucky.
I was busy.
I'm sorry.
I just decided to see what was going on here instead.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
You owe me.
They deserve extra.
As I said,
They deserve that place over there.
Arrangements can certainly be made. And he's sweating a bit more as you're pointing out clearly other people's buildings. And Zyandra, just off the 17 from earlier, you can tell that he is attempting to make promises without making promises. He intends to fulfill on a promise, but also doesn't want to just give away a person's place without figuring out how to work that out first.
Oh, wait. Camille has said that you're making a lot of non-committal responses.
Didn't that doll have a different name before?
Oh, she has many names. Depends on who's talking.
Unsettling. And he looks over to Dakar. He goes, does this seem reasonable to you? It seems the other three perhaps are in agreement.
Yeah, we'll work something out. We'll talk afterwards. Depending on how much danger I face, I may ask for more. This, it's a give and take kind of thing. If I almost die, depending on how many times I almost die, I might ask for the whole village. You never know.
Negotiations are certainly on the table. We are willing to bring the four of you and families if you have them into the town for proper lodging, and of course, an apology for all dangers that you may find yourselves in.
Just because we don't live in town doesn't mean we don't have proper lodgings. I have a
That-
home. Like,
that
I
is-
live in a house. It has a roof.
It's very true, and if you wish to continue to live there, we can work out other arrangements.
Saying you're being very, very, very pompous over these buildings that have holes in them. I have no holes in my roof.
Yes, what if we happen to take your home and put it like right in the middle of the town?
It would be a great improvement from how the middle of the town looks right now.
And yeah, the townspeople are definitely like murmuring behind themselves, and the mayor takes the opportunity to like step forward a little bit and just like say in a tone that's like maybe matching the volume of the murmuring so they don't hear it. He goes, like, we can work things out. I'm trying to keep everybody happy, please. And steps back before they actually notice that he does it. So do we perhaps have an arrangement?
Do I have to sign anything?
No, not
Does the
unless
rest
you want
of your
to.
town know that you're making this agreement with us?
Well, they're
Mhm.
here.
That doesn't mean they know.
They're here
Greta's
with
very concerned.
they're here with me, hearing the words that we are saying right now.
You know what? You have a really good point about being concerned. Hold on. Vass pulls out a piece of paper and a quill. I'm just going to write up a very, very simple contract that says that you will negotiate with us for better rewards when we come back. Just give me a moment.
Certainly.
While she's doing that, Zyandra's gonna pull just a piece of like a ration out of her bag. They have decided we will agree to the terms.
Very well. Thank you. Thank all of you.
I present him with the contract. It's in Draconic.
As I say, what language is it?
Draconic.
Okay, he just goes,
Just sign it right there. It's fine. Just right there.
Make a persuasion check.
Shit.
I'm going to cast Enhanced Ability on you.
Go for it.
So therefore, you're going to have...
I just warned you, I have
advantage.
a -2.
Yeah, you got advantage.
I rolled a 5
Okay.
and a
Zyandra's gonna
19.
Zyandra's
19.
gonna kind of look over
17.
at that contract too. I do know Draconic, so
Okay. So so Ireland just like puts a hand on Vass's shoulder as Vass is like pushing this and mutters some things under her breath as the persuasion keeps going, and the force of Vass's argument just was he winds up signing it in the middle of Vass talking, seemingly without realizing that he signed it.
Perfect.
So we don't know much of where they are, but we know that they came down the road that leads from the back gate. It was just last night. The tracks cannot be covered too terribly. And yes, if you can return with the belongings and assurance that you have handled the matter, negotiations can begin.
We got it in writing.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to our heroes. And he claps, he turns and like kind of like hard stares at the crowd, and some of them clap as well, but it's much more half-assed than him. And they part to like give you passage towards the back gate of the town that leads out into a road that will stretch through plains and woods in whatever direction Ben's may have taken.
Okay.
Onward
Do
to
you want
adventure.
to- All right.
I'll start walking that way. As I'm walking through, I'm just going to be whispering to my doll, like as we're going through and pointing at different people as I'm whispering,
Mhm.
just for fun.
Vass will hold up the paper. Your witnesses, this is legally binding.
Just proceeds out.
As Ireland sees like her talking to the doll, she's gonna be, your doll is so cute.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You're a dragon. equally cute.
And the dragon's like gonna go like and then kind of poof and then like end up on her shoulder.
And she's gonna pull the doll's hand, and when she does, it says, "Will you be my friend?"
I would love to be your friend.
Wonderful. That will make her very happy.
So our four
You just
misfit
lost your soul. I
adventurers.
don't know how, but you just did.
Our four misfit adventurers wander through the back gate out onto the roads. Are you going to follow the road, or are you going to be doing any sort of tracking?
Dakari, with her wild shape, would like to turn into some kind of animal. I seem to have misplaced my list of what I'm able to turn into at this level, but
Level ones.
anything it's like a small dog or like anything that's kind of got that like sniffer ability. She's
Sure
gonna,
thing.
You could turn into a wolf.
Yes, I'll do a wolf.
Perfect. So Dakari, in front of all of you, this feral tiefling suddenly just lurches forward, and in a wave of fur is now a wolf sniffing at the ground. And if you want to make a perception or survival roll, I'll give you advantage on that since you're not sniffing it out.
That was cool.
That was cool. I want to pet that dog so bad, but I know that's a person.
I think we should wait to see if they come to us. Just hold your hand out gently and see if it happens.
That was a dirty 20 for survival.
Okay.
For Dakari, and she does actually end up walking over and sniffing, and then she'll kind of nuzzle up against some of her new friends, and then like kind of do that scratch my back thing.
As you're receiving the praise for your transformation, you do pick up on a scent of people that came through. So it's a very recent scent. Like there's undertones of previous travel, but this was much stronger. It seems to have like metal attached to it, possibly weaponry, and you get a sense of direction. It goes in the direction of the road, but it seems like it will veer off at some point into the woods proper.
The card pops up from her back and belly scratches and like goes on point, and you see like both of her ears go at attention. One of them kind of flops over, just like her horn is a little messed up. She kind of does the same thing. And she stands on point and points in the direction that she smells it coming from, and then does the slow army dog walk with the little sniffs as she goes.
Right, and the wolf is now leading in a direction. I assume the three of you are following.
I
Yes.
absolutely know that's a
Get low to the ground, kind of stealthily follow.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a walk because you're still like just a little ways away from town. But as you're walking, you're welcome to, if you don't know each other already, get to know each other. If you do know each other already, sort of figure out how you're feeling about all of this.
I will do one thing. I will send Becky 120 yards, I believe is what the familiar can go to up to.
Okay.
And just kind of scouting along.
Okay.
So we all from the same area? I think I seen you before, Vass.
Oh yeah, I live in the big metal hut in the middle of the forest.
Did you create that?
Yeah, I find things and I put things together and I make better things, like this. And at that point, Vass realizes like, why am I walking? Walking is for suckers, and hops on their flying broom.
And
And it's just flying gently next to you. I made this.
You made this?
Yeah, I can make magic things. Oh, you want a hat?
I would love a hat. Can it be
And
pink?
Nor puts a hat on your head. It's just a really really plain hat. Just nothing special.
You want to see it? Do you want to see the trick?
Yes.
Potato.
And a rat falls out of the hat, and now there's a rat sitting on your head.
I'm gonna press to digitate it, and it's going to be pink. Now it's a pink rat.
That's so cool. Once per day, if you say potato, the hat will give you a rat friend.
I love that so much. Thank you. And pet the rats on top of my head.
Outstanding. Vass, I guess with the flying speed of the broom, are you just like sort of pacing it with everybody?
Yeah, I'm just like chilling.
Okay, so Vass is now like eye level with Ireland and Zyandra, whereas before, much
Like 3 feet
smaller.
tall.
Yeah.
Rena thinks that that's a neat trick.
I think she's really cool too. Please don't hurt me.
Oh, she's not violent at all.
Oh, good. We can be friends
That's
then.
my job.
I like you.
She likes friends.
We could be friends as long as you don't try to kill me in my sleep.
No, never.
Friends.
Friends.
Hmm.
How did you meet them?
Oh, I've always had them. Ever since I was created.
Created?
Created.
Vass, because you actually have it, roll me an Arcana check.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of Arcana.
Yes. Dakari, I'm not telling you to because you're currently a wolf.
15.
15. You have seen occasionally beings like Zyandra who seem to be structured a bit like them. You know that they are, how best to describe it? They are creations of magic. They are not like comprised entirely of it. They are sentient of their own right. They're not like automatons or whatnot, but they are not, by all intents and purposes, natural.
Okay. That's like kind of cocked their head.
Oh, I see what you mean. You are full of magic. That's cool.
Something like that. Weren't you
And you-
created?
I
In a
mean, I was
manner of
hatched.
speaking. Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a manner of speaking. It's all creation in one form or another.
That's true.
You're certainly not wrong. I don't know my dad. There's that. So
I don't know mine either.
hey.
Like I said, we just kind of get put in clumps of eggs and then we get born and we're just kind of given a tool. Said, go work.
I don't think that I had one.
A dad?
Yes,
I mean, we're all doing fine without him.
I would agree.
Never been better.
Dakari, at this point in the walk, at this point in the walk with your dirty 20, you can actually, like, you followed the scent enough that you're pretty sure that it's going in a straight line at this point. So if you wish to shift out of wolf form, you can. You know you're heading at this point.
Dakari kind of stops for a moment and turns back at the group and goes, and then she shifts out a wild shape and goes, sorry. So they're just like going straight. I think we'll be fine for a while if we just keep heading, that way.
That's so boring. They just keep going straight. That's,
right? Like no deviation, no nothing. I feel like this is going to be an easier job than we thought.
I don't think that you seem to realize just how boring ordinary people are.
I mean, that's true.
That's so true. It's
Oh, by the way, I wrote this contract states that if we don't like the negotiations, the town's ours.
I noticed that.
He didn't even read it.
oh, you did the thing. Oh
She
goodness.
did.
Had to
Clever.
make sure we got ours,
We could make that town so much nicer.
We should do that.
I agree.
And then maybe Celia and Greta and Betty, maybe they can all have friends.
We
And
want to
Becky.
get them way more friends.
Mhm.
Did that mayor guy actually say who attacked? Like what attacked? Like maybe there are more people that we could be friends with us, and then we could just become a bigger group and just take the town.
Maybe. I don't recall. I was only half paying attention to him.
Wouldn't
He
that
was
make this
really
criminal?
sweaty.
He
was
was.
very boring.
Well, I mean, criminals is a loose term. It really depends who wins.
They view us as criminals in a manner of speaking, or outsiders in general. They suspect that that is what we are. So
Do you think they think that we're criminals?
Probably.
like
Oh, 100%.
I mean, I have stolen a lot of things from them. They leave metal out on the road and like little trash. They think it's trash, but it's really useful.
And I get stared at a lot when I go in town. So even if I wanted to steal something, I really couldn't because, like, I don't understand. They just stare at me. Like, do I look weird or something?
I think you're beautiful.
I think it's because you're beautiful.
I like your horns.
Thank you. Little less war paint is what my sister said, but I think it's got like it's an aesthetic, you know. It's like
Very
a whole
flattering. Very
I
flattering.
like it.
The
You should
vibes
change
are-
nothing.
And likewise, I'm very happy that we actually found like a little group here of like-minded individuals who seem to be hip and groovy and dead set on taking over this village.
Hmm.
Can everybody make a perception check for me, please, while you're talking?
Okay, well,
Better.
I got a natural 20, but I need to double check something.
Okay.
10.
13.
Yep, I'm gonna have to do perception. Disadvantage.
19.
19 with disadvantage. Natural 20, but disadvantage.
Yeah. 10 with a disadvantage.
Okay.
I got a 6. Can I use my passive?
What's your passive? What's your passive?
14.
I'll give you your passive because you were on the trail initially. So Vass and Dakari, you both hear like general noise up ahead. It sounds a little bit like chatter, but it's a bit up in the distance. Zyandra and Ireland, you actually hear like more defined voices and can actually pick out that it's that there's like a small group up ahead, possibly about the size of your group, and they're talking. And you can hear some like things being shuffled around.
There's someone ahead of us.
I hear you hear
Many
those.
someone's.
Oh, we should get sneaky, or should we? Is it?
Is there any greenery nearby?
There's tons. You're in the woods now at this point.
I am going to jump inside of a bush
Okay.
and try to listen.
It's the exact same sound that you heard earlier. It's still a bit of a distance up.
So y'all just seen her jump inside a bush for no reason.
Yes.
Bye. Are you? We should probably keep going.
Vass will be on the broom, like start hovering up into the trees to try to like stealth of the trees as she goes.
Can any one of you send something? Can your dragon fly on its own? Because if it can, I can see what's going on, so long as it's not too far away.
Actually, that's a great idea.
And while she's doing that, I'm just going to pull like a lock, like a little piece of my hair out. And I'm going to use the eerie token remote viewing.
Okay.
And if her dragon can fly with it, I'm going to kind of latch it around the dragon somehow, either tie it or let it hold it in its mouth or claw or whatever it wants to do. It's fine.
Okay. So, Ireland, are you going to have Becky? Was it?
Yeah, I'm trying to just get the find familiar thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that's we'll have Becky go.
And Becky is going to take this this token from Zyandra before flying.
Yes.
All right.
I'm
So
trying to
Becky
see if-
grasps onto this one pink claw.
Mm-hmm.
As she takes off, Zyandra's eyes just kind of fade into white as she enters this trance to see from the perspective of the token. And Zyandra, it is dizzying because the token is being held by this dragon that is just sort of flying through the air. So you're getting a bit of a sway back and forth on this. Your constitution is pretty solid though, so I'm not going to make you make a check on that. But you're seeing the trees as they go through with this dragon, and eventually come upon a small little encampment in a small clearing in the woods. As Becky does a circle around, you can see, and I'll go ahead and actually switch the map over for you all to be able to see that. You all are not where you are on the map just yet, but this is what Becky is able to see. Some tents, wagons that have items in them. It seems like they loaded up as much as they can in this. And Zyandra, you see from the dragon's perspective 4 individuals that are in the center. 2 of them look similar to Dakari, smaller horns, but they look quite the same. One looks more feline-like, and one, the biggest one, looks much more lizard-like. And very quickly, they do not seem to notice Becky, pink as she is, flying a circle around the outside of the camp before coming back towards the 4 of you and landing on the shoulder of Ireland.
Good girl.
Sandra, do you come out of your trance at this point, or do you stay looking at Ireland's shoulder?
I will come out of the trance, and I will.
The token dissolves in Becky's hand, who like squawks a little bit as it just disintegrates.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
And so I will relay all of the things that I saw about, and I'm gonna look at Jakari specifically. I'm like, there were some there like you. Close. Not as pretty horns.
Thank you.
Lizardly. You said catly? Cat.
Yeah, one feline-like and one very large lizard.
One cat-like. One lizard-like. It's a camp. It looks like it was probably the ones that, ransacked the town.
Do you think they were actually ransacking, or maybe they could be our friends? They sound like people we would sounds like I would rather be friends with them than the sweaty dude. He was so sweaty.
It was
Didn't
dripping.
seem like they were terribly, like they would be terribly against that idea, but I don't know. I wasn't able to actually introduce myself.
Should we?
Idea. Since you said that, was it 2 of them looked like me? I wouldn't mind being bait if you had my back. Maybe I could run up and maybe talk to the other ones that look like me, and maybe see if they're hip and groovy like us, or if they want to murder us. And then if you guys are watching close behind and they try to murder me, then like run in and do the thing.
I mean,
That's not a bad idea.
we could do that.
That works.
Was there any tree cover, or is it like an open clearing?
Zyandra, you would have seen that as an open clearing. There's tree coverage leading up to it, and then it just sort of clears out. Looks like this has been cleared out for them to like set camp. And they picked this space specifically because there's not a lot of trees over here.
In theory, we could probably hide at least some distance away.
Well, if you give us a minute, like one of us can like go behind them around in the woods, and like someone from the side and then you go in the middle. And that way, if anything happens, like I could pop out behind him and like fire.
Yeah, and circle them. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
You can do fire.
Yeah, I have some fire.
Oh,
Well, of course they can.
Kimmy
They're a little
likes
dragon.
fire.
Well, you're going to love what we're going to do later then.
All right, so the plan, as I understand it, is that Dakari is going to attempt to go talk to them, and the 3 of you are going to circle around back, or are you going to spread around?
I will actually just move my token.
Okay.
Because I can. I'm gonna hide so I can't get, I guess, like behind the tent or like right here area.
I understand that is where you were going.
Yeah.
And you were in the tree still.
Yeah.
I will probably she's going behind, and I'll take one of the sides essentially.
Okay, so Vass on the broom, like sticking to tree coverage, circles around, and Zyandra, you follow along and then continue to go to hit another side. Ireland, are you staying where you are, or are you hitting another section? You're muted.
I will sneakily go this way.
Okay.
And do you want a stealth roll or anything?
Not yet.
Okay. And I'm going to keep an eye out.
Okay, so as the three of you are circling around within the trees, Dakari, you're going to just walk into camp? How are you going to approach?
She's gonna be kind of casual. She's gonna keep her hands free. She like thinks about playing her flute for a minute, maybe like sound friendly, and then she's like, "Oh no, if they attack, I keep my hands free for my sickles." But she walks forward and kind of like looks to see if she can see the other tieflings.
They are actually like they're all sort of like the four of them are like the four people are sorting through their wagons and whatnot, so that you can actually see all four of them pretty easily. It's a small encampment.
Then she's gonna walk forward and go, "Oh, look, family!" And she's gonna wave at the other tieflings.
All four of them, like at the sudden voice, turn around with a variety of weapons drawn, as they were not expecting somebody to show up. Do you say this in common or do you say this in infernal?
I'll say it in common so that the others hear it and know that I'm friendly too.
Okay, yeah. So all four of them are turned with various weapons pointed at you, very startled by somebody who has just come out of the woods. And the feline one, she looks and goes, "And who are you?"
I was just wandering through the woods, and I was just druid things, and there's lots of animals here, and I wasn't expecting to see my cousins.
Cousin? And she looks over to the two tiefling. Do you know this one? And they look. We're not all related. No.
Oh, well, in the nature of things, see, nature, I did that as a joke. In the nature of speaking, we kind of are. I'm sure you do similar things. I didn't mean to startle you. It's a beautiful camp you have set up here. It's lovely. I love what you've done with the tents. It's very nice.
And Dakari, seeing the other two, they are standard tieflings. So they are like similar to you, but as mentioned, your horns are much more intricate. You have a bit more of a bit more of a natural look and build to you compared to the more modernized tieflings. So they are smaller. They are looking over you. They definitely see the resemblance, but there's something a bit more intimidating about you to them than standard.
I kind of like stop for a moment and goes, "Oh, don't worry, I don't bite. But this is, again, like I was saying, much nicer setup. Like there's like a town up the way that you should have seen that was like completely like made of rubble, and they had holes in their roofs and stuff, and it was run by like a really, really sweaty guy. And like this is much nicer. Have you seen that town?
We're familiar.
It's real crappy place. They said something about getting possibly like bamboozled by some bandits not too long ago, but I know that couldn't be you. And if it was, I mean, who's to say that I wasn't here to help you?
You see a couple of them tighten up on the weapons a little bit at that. Yeah, who's to say?
Yeah, the guy who runs the town, really sweaty.
Good to know. Could I get the three of you that are in the woods? What are you doing right now in your various positions?
As I am watching this, I have crawled off my broom onto a ledge. I pulled out my cannon and put it on the broom, and I'm waiting.
How big is this cannon?
It's small.
Okay.
It's my artificer cannon.
Okay. Zyandra, what are you doing?
Waiting.
I have put my doll in my bag, and I have my bow and arrows ready just in case.
And you can see the backs of a couple of their heads as Dakari is talking to them. Ireland, what are you doing?
I am casting Detect Thoughts on the one that Dakari is talking to.
Okay, that would be the feline one.
And I'm not going deeper into their mind. I'm getting surface thoughts, so that way it doesn't trigger anything for them.
You're getting a lot of like tension and distrust and a lot of like processing, like trying to figure out what to do about this situation. Can they just let her go? Do they have to take her too? Did she come from the town? Is she as clueless as she's playing it off to be? It's just like, it's a lot of like racing back and forth. Could I get, though, a stealth check from Vass, who is moving a intricate metal device onto a broomstick?
Helps if I unmute myself
Yes.
when I say dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, 1 second.
And also, just to let you know, my cannon is a size tiny.
It's because it still has moving parts to
Yeah,
it.
no, I was just actually giving you the size because
It's
I just
good
read
to
it.
know.
Once Detect Thoughts is gone, I will silently message Zyandra,
Okay.
Vass, and Dakari.
Okay.
Of course, separately, and telling them like just the general of what they're thinking.
So like one after the other, you're just doing the cantrip at each of them? Okay. So you each get these thoughts popping into your head from the three of them. And Vass, you're good. It's close, but you're good. So yeah, you all have this process of what the one that Dakari is talking to the most seems to be thinking. And Dakari, yeah, like the other two things are kind of tightened up a bit on their crossbows, as you've talked about the town, and everybody's a little tense, but nobody's made a move just yet.
Dakari will kind of relax even more, and she'll go, look, we didn't want to like start any trouble or anything, but well, the big sweaty guy who runs the town was looking for you guys. But let's be honest, they don't really treat any of us really well. So there's some of us that kind of like live around outside of town that might not really like them and might necessarily not disagree with what you did, because let's be honest, some of us kind of think they had it coming. But we'd like to know a little bit more about the situation. But and not necessarily have to answer the guy that treats us like crap all the time. So, well, what are you guys up to? If you don't mind my asking, we might be helpful.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Forgive me, I'm running off of two laptops, and my character sheet is on the other one, and my screen decided it wanted to lock.
No worries.
You said persuasion?
Yes, please.
All right, that is a +0, so that is a 17.
Unless you're lying to them, in which case a deception.
No, I am not, but I did roll a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you're talking about this, and you can see them like kind of ease back a little bit, but not a whole lot. And the big lizard one just goes, here, we robbed the town. And they was like, look at him like, whoa, she's nice. We robbed the town.
Oh, see, yeah, I thought so. Oh, okay. Do you guys do you work for anybody, or did you just do it because you were like, yeah, this one looks like a good one, and let's go what is your process? I'm very interested.
And he immediately gets elbowed in the ribs by the tabaxi. Just shut him up. We've got a bit of a business. It's a living, we have to find items about that we can then put back into trade or use other places, and sometimes we get them from other people.
Oh, that seems logical. I think I heard a story about that. Somebody like took stuff from rich people and gave it to poor people, and I always thought that was a good story. Well, if you don't mind, actually, I did a little fib. I wasn't by myself. I did have a couple of friends. I didn't want to scare you right away and make you feel like maybe we were like ganging up on you, because that's not the case. If you'd like to meet them, I could give them the signal.
The tieflings do like tense up again on their crossbows, and they're looking around, but they don't seem to see anybody. It's Jet, and the tabaxi says, "How many friends?"
Oh, same amount as you. There's 4 of us.
She kind of looks over at the lizard, at like the big lizard guy, who then like walks up like right next to you and stands there, and she goes, "Sure, you can have him come out." And the lizard guy's just standing, arms crossed, looking down at you. He's got kind of a goofy grin on his face, but you can tell like he's there to be physically imposing and in proximity.
Dakari yells out, "Ollie, Ollie, accent free!"
Do any or all of you? You've been able to vaguely hear what's going on, but not a lot. Do any or all of you make yourselves known at that point? And if so, how?
Vass will definitely make themselves known, but starting like, "I'm coming out! Don't shoot! Hold on!" and start shaking the branches. "I'm over here! Don't shoot! I'm coming out! I'm coming out!"
Everybody turns and faces that tree.
And Vass will slowly fly out. The little cannon's now behind Vass, though, just in case still out.
Is it still like up in the tree, or is it floating behind you?
Oh, I'm on the broom, and the cannon's a little bit is right behind me, like under my sweater.
Okay.
Zyandra will put up her bow, but she's got her rapier like ready to draw, and she'll just pull the doll back out and walk towards. And she'll pull the arm again, and it's as she's walking up, she's just gonna say, "Will you be my friend?"
You're okay. Ireland, what do you do?
Ireland is going to come out of the woods, or wherever she was at, and she's going to like have the little dragon poof up there before she does, and then she'll follow.
Okay, yeah, go and move yourself to wherever you'd like to on the map.
Yep.
And yeah, the other 3 are like they're grouped up a little bit more, while the big lizard guy is standing next to Dakari, and they're just sort of sizing you up, looking over you. And the tabaxi looks to Dakari and goes, "So why did you bring this many friends out here if you were just wandering in the woods?"
Oh no, it's a little fib. Well, we were looking for who was, robbed the town because the big sweaty guy sent us. But again, I don't really like him. He's been mean to us most of the time, and like it's really like not nice to constantly like hear that, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Hey, we need your help," and it felt very disingenuous. So I feel like maybe, we were talking at some of us, and we think maybe you guys are more aligned with our beliefs.
We want to be friends, essentially.
Pretty much. I mean, I think just give me a few minutes. I think there's a loophole in here somewhere that could help us with something. I just gotta figure it out.
Friends.
I like how fuzzy you are.
Thank you.
Greta likes friends. She likes to have lots of friends.
They look very tense, but they're not quite sure what to make of this situation. How long does detect thoughts last? Is it just a 1 moment?
Let me see. I believe it's a minute.
Okay.
Let me double check though.
And Diana's gonna pull the arm again, and it's just gonna, "Will you be my friend?"
Let me see. Sorry.
We're getting there. Calm down.
Yeah, it's just 1 minute.
Okay. You're coming up like on the tail end of the minute, but are you still concentrating on that spell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that bandit, that leader is. They're processing whether or not they can trust you at this point before the spell wraps up. Like she's weighing how is this an ambush of its own or not? And also, I just made a roll, Zyandra. The larger of the two tieflings, you can see him become like very perturbed at the doll talking. Like he's facing towards you, and like his hand on the crossbow is a little shaky.
Ainsley, we need to be quiet now.
Can I pet you?
No,
Oh.
you can't.
Don't mind her. She won't hurt you. She just likes to talk a lot. They all do.
After like an afternoon, it just is normal. And like the doll's not terrifying at all once you get to know them.
She's my friend. They all are.
The larger tiefling doesn't seem convinced just yet, but
Do you want to see her?
he shakes his head. It's like his hand is still shaky on the trigger of this crossbow.
Would you like to pet Becky?
The big lizard that's standing next to the car goes, oh yeah, and just reaches like right over her to like touch the small dragon. And you can see the tabaxi just, okay, thank you.
They're all friends with Becky too. If Becky's friends with them, then maybe we can all be friends. They really like friends, and so do all of us, it seems.
Visibly frustrated, the tabaxi clasps her like hands together and goes, thank you for the warning. What are you planning to do about it? Are you just giving us a heads up and being on your way, or what
We
is
wanted
this?
to be friends.
Friends.
Friends can make deals, and friends who make deals can make things that are very profitable for each other and helpful.
Oh, and hear me out. I have an idea. Right in the contract, it says that if we go do this for them, that like possibly like we get the town. All right, so hear me out. What if we like fake a battle and stage it, and we make it look like we got you guys as the bandit?
Well, here's what I was also thinking, because you're very smart and you're on where I was thinking. So the deal was only to get the supplies back. We never have to kill the bandits. So if they come back with us, they could be our friends that help carry on the supplies. We still deliver on our end of the deal. And then
we get a town.
And then we negotiate. They're not going to give us what we want because the bandits are still here with us. And then the town's ours. And our friends.
Yeah,
Would you like a
And I
town
look at the
with us?
tabaxi.
Go ahead and
Would you
make
like
me
a town with us?
make a perception check for me, Vass.
God, stop making me roll perception.
Or insight.
So
or
bad at
insight.
perception. Only one. Well, insight. They both have a +1, but insight's at least not with disadvantage.
Okay, do insight.
It doesn't matter when I roll another natural one.
All right, you are convinced that you are hard selling this.
I am. April is 100%.
Yeah. And the tabaxi just like takes a step towards Vass as Vass is talking, and sort of leans forward onto like the Vass on the broomstick and just goes, "So we're supposed to just walk back with you all to the town that we just came from, with all of their supplies, because you supposedly signed a contract that they would give you the entire town in exchange for their stuff back."
Can you read Draconic?
Yes. It's a legally binding contract. There was at least a handful of witnesses of both sides. If they were to break this contract, it legally says that the town is ours. And if they don't give it to us, we will eat them.
You got legal counsel on that then?
Yes,
More or
mine.
less.
They're great at this.
I'm just suggesting that perhaps we all can agree that we no longer want to be on the outside and would rather have the town for ourselves and put them on the outside.
We could do so much better with that town as friends.
I mean, we don't particularly need a town. We're pretty well covered.
Well, you could have it as a safe haven whenever you come through.
And the lizard guy goes, "Oh, we've got a safe haven." And it gets immediately hit in the head by a rock that the bandit cap just picks up and throws at him. He goes, "Stop talking."
Well, I mean, you could stop by for drinks or food or
We could have a trade
Company.
negotiation between our two towns.
I'm going to do something real quick. I'm gonna message the guy that keeps getting hit.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, does this keep happening to you? You can reply back to this message in your head. Do you always get treated like this?
So you are telepathically sending a mess, or you're like muttering this message very softly.
Yeah, I'm turning I'm listening, and then I'm like turning to my side and like, are you always getting treated like this?
He like starts a little bit, and you can see him like start opens his mouth like he's gonna talk, and then he just goes, and you kind of like see him like tuck his head down, and you hear back in your head like, only when I talk too much.
I don't think you're talking too much. I think you're doing just the right amount of talking.
Thank you, voice in my head.
Is he being mean or is it she?
It's a she.
Is she being mean to you?
No, she just probably doesn't trust you guys and thinks that you're here to ambush us.
Okay. And I'm gonna reply back to this. I'm gonna like message real quick to like Vass. They think we're here to ambush them. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all got that vibe, but like it's confirmed.
In my head, no shit. We actually surrounded them as if we were going to ambush them. I would think it too.
Maybe we should like try to not be so intimidating.
I put the cannon away.
So just to put it out there, message is a whisper effect. So
Is it?
yes.
Okay,
yeah, so
cool.
I was reading this back and forth the whole time.
Yeah. So
We're not used to being around people. We don't know.
in doing that, the like she doesn't hear you, but she definitely sees you muttering under your breath, Vass. And the bandit captain just goes, and what's all that about?
What's all what about?
All the muttering. You talking to somebody?
Oh, I talk to the voices in my head all the time.
I think you're telling people that we're here.
I'm not telling nobody.
I think that
nothing.
this is a big waste of time. And I think we
just
probably
wanted to be friends.
I think we'd probably be better off if we took you back with us, or just
Can
got
we
rid of you right
stay?
here.
Wherever you're going to take us, can we stay and still be friends?
I mean, yeah, we'll go with you. We could stay there and be friends. We don't have to go back to that town. We can help you carry the shit.
We can absolutely bring you back, and we'll see how we could do with giving you a place to stay. How's that?
I mean, I don't like I like specifics.
My house is so cold sometimes. I would like another place. That would be kind. What do you think, Cornelia? Huh? She agrees.
I'm glad we're in agreement then. How about we bring you back with us? Gurntz and the big lizard guy puts a hand on Ireland's shoulder and Dakari's shoulder as the other two bandits like point their like crossbows at Vass and Zyandra. And the bandit captain goes, why don't you follow us back to our place, and we'll see if we can't find you a place to stay.
Will they bring snacks?
Sure thing, darling.
I know we're going to be very good friends, and this is just feeling threatening and not at all actually threatening.
It's going to be great.
Joke's on you. I'm into whatever this is.
And they move you guys towards the wagons that have the stuff on there. And do you just follow along with them, or are you going to try anything?
I'm still in my broom and I'll follow.
Okay.
Follow.
You are put onto the wagons with them. And the wagons start to wheel off towards the direction of your destination. And you are now being taken by the small bandit group to wherever you are going to wind up next.
Is this one of them road trips that I always hear about?
I've never been on a road trip before.
Me neither.
Oh, that would be an interesting development indeed. I've never actually been anywhere other than just the past few hours with anybody other than,
Well-
Cornelia and Greta and all of them.
What a very
They
exciting
can
and
be
fun
so
day.
pushy sometimes. They insist I tell them stories all of the time, and I'm gonna tap another spot, and then she's just gonna say, "Tell me a story." Do you see what I mean? Always with the stories.
That same tiefling, like he has the crossbow on you, like while the other one is steering one of the carts, and he looks like he's about to just fucking lose it at this point.
Maybe you should ride on a different cart, buddy.
Maybe you could stop talking with the doll.
Oh, but the doll has so many good stories. I have a story I could tell you.
That doll is hilarious.
Right? She said a great joke the other day.
I'm gonna tap her again, and she's just gonna go, "Shh."
Oh, sorry.
She's sleepy. I think
And
she
look-
wants a nap.
Getting lucky on the rolls. He manages to not shoot the doll and just like slowly take his finger off the trigger.
I'm just gonna put her in my bag. She wants a nap. We're gonna have to be quiet now. She needs to get her rest.
I mean, that's a good idea, actually.
Sounds like a good plan. We're going to be riding for a bit.
Road trips.
And the
I
carts
hear they
continue
make
on.
you tired.
The carts continue on as you're taken on. We're going to go to a break here. Let our players just unwind a little bit as I reconfigure the next map for this situation. So we'll be back in just a little bit with the second part of this one shot.
I'm like a falling star, I burn alone. I've got a heart without a home. Underneath this empty sky, just waiting for a sign. And it seems to me that gravity has got its hold on me, but I'm about to break free. Mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Like a flare without a spark, a shadow wish into the dark. Far across the galaxy is where I dream to be. And it seems to me astrology has got its plans for me. I just gotta believe. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Darkness, darkness, into the light. Help me, Mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light.
Glass Cannon is a character that can put out obscene damage very quickly, but is also incredibly frail.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon, I'm a glass cannon.
If your objective is blatant confrontation and you haters have greatly underestimated my station, I dominate with divination, I conquer with conjuration, I'm bonkers with evocation, I'm astonishing at abjuration, patiently waiting for my invitation to help alleviate my already unbelievable reputation. No conversation, the brains of the operation, the pain of the population contained in a concentration of a spell slot. I got 27 in the clip, missiles emitting from my fingertips like warships. That's a handgun, damn son, shooting from the hip. Only one using telekinesis to get a grip. Cantrips waiting to be cast off. Prismatic wall, make them all blast off. Cackling my ass off, incapacitating them with laughter. Yazzik ain't the caster you wanna go after.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon, I'm a glass cannon.
Anyone wanting to interfere can get weird and witness your worst fears in a 30-foot sphere. I don't care if you're a barbarian or a cavalier. Kick it into high gear, let me make myself clear. The pioneer, I can make your peers disappear. Send them to the ethereal plane as if they were never here. Cheers roaring in my ears, dearly revered. I'm happy to domineer any volunteers. Sincerely out of control, top of the totem pole. My cone of cold is freezing them fire trolls whole. I got the strap, just looking to trap souls. I've been snapping my firebolt, leaving smoldering holes. It's incredibly difficult not to acknowledge me. I am a prodigy, you'll read about me in your mythology. No apologies, I'm impossible to demolish. Consider this admonishing, second guessing my policy, bitch.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon, my glass cannon. I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon.
The general strategy is to either destroy the enemy before being attacked, or to hide behind other, stronger ally units.
Who goes there? Why you dummies always coming in my bear like you want the smoke? All these wannabe heroes are prepared for the nightmare and despair that they dare to provoke. Most folk are doing their best to avoid me. Floor full of bones of the people that annoy me. Every now and then I get a couple of daredevils with the audacity to think that they can destroy me. Good luck with that, man. I got panoramic vision, meaning that I can see in any direction with precision. If it's your decision to attack, I suggest that you come back when your plans had a bit of revision to it. Notably, you should accept defeat. Consider this your last opportunity to retreat. Repeat, that was your last chance to survive. I hope that you enjoyed your time being alive.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should have looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
I am the tyrant, get it? I've actually been told that I'm a pretty funny guy. Wait a minute, what were we discussing? I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right, you were just about to die. How could I forget that? It's my favorite part. The only thing left to consider is where to start. In addition to magical abilities, I'm smart. I can make your demise art. Anyway, it appears that the wizard in your party is a gnome who was worth about the same as if you would have stayed at home. I'll activate my anti-magic cone, and in a moment I'll turn him into stone. When the barbarian inevitably flies into rage, I'll disintegrate her with one of my eye rays. By the way, I haven't even begun to try. Fly by and take a bite of the fighter's thigh.
You foolish fool, ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should have looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
While the fighter attempts to collect himself, he bleeds out on the space I dismembered him in. I wouldn't waste time telling me your names. I can guarantee that nobody's ever gonna remember them. Then again, you'll be on the list of my victims at the bottom of a column of other anomalous prey. You should take a minute to reflect on the day and the last words you'll ever say. Time's up. You're the lone survivor, the last one left. And halfling rogues are admittedly deft. But you broke into my home and you've stolen my time. I'm afraid I cannot allow theft. Throw you up into the air with my telekinesis. Finger of death to obliterate you into pieces, and that's that. Wink and a tip of the hat. That was good for my practice. Thanks for the chat.
You foolish fool, ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should have looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. You foolish fool, ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should have looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
Some see me as a cynic. They come in for the base, but they stay for the acidic. I've been on that paper chase, keeping pace for a minute, and I'm aiming to appreciate the moment while I'm in it. Genesis a menace on the mic, so sinister. You might get some venom from the bites I administer. Winner from the start, superstar with the finisher. I got a decent heart, but I'm hardly a minister. A bardic apprentice, I'm innocent as a lamb. Worm like I'm Dennis, I don't dare to give a damn. Firm in the philosophy, I am who I am. I'm a carbon commodity, I need to be verified on the gram. Tightrope walking the it and the superego. Lifeboat liable to fire the torpedoes. Keeping to the credo, I'm free to achieve the dream, or at the very least I can release some of my steam. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H-double-O-D. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. So we're supposed to be sophisticated, then why is 67% of the population undereducated? Emotionally incapacitated, historically opinionated characters end up assassinated. And that's okay with the people faking it day to day, capitalizing on capitalism. It's pay to play, waiting for data to make it fade away. Whether you admit it, but witnessing biological decay of the human race. We're going to a new place, I really hope it comes soon. I don't do space, two-faced, trembling bass, running the rebel base. Outpacing enemies in the interface, in your face like a zygomatic arch. I got them in lockstep, meaning my melodramatic march is effective, albeit rather subjective. I encourage you to pursue a new perspective. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H-double-O-D. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. Since the day I was born, I've been non-conforming. I put myself in a position to make a living performing. Haters should consider this a formal warning. I've been swarming on them like a storm, I'm global warming. I'm not the one, done been through too much madness. Mastered the wrath and the sadness. You would need an atlas to match where I'm at. The fat cat put a nerdcore rap back on the map, that's Yazik. Weaving that underwater basket. Rap till I'm wrapped in a casket. Snapping I'm back on the track like a Matt Foley. Stay blown like a fiberglass gasket. Gassed up, I'm a maniacal minotaur. Try to hit me with your best shot. Try to get me on that guest spot, but I stay on the lab, and that's where I'ma be until they put me up on the slab. It's magic.
Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil, and people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H-double-O-D. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me.
Life is short, do with it as you please. You're the only person that you ever have to appease, or search your weaponry by stepping in DSDs. But you gotta know that nobody gets any guarantees. Seize opportunity, embrace your development, replacing the elements, erasing irrelevance, facing the blatant display of decay and our elegance. Merrick was a man, not an elephant. Tell him on the merit of the self-reflection, minimize any malevolent misdirection, keeping them at a downright distant disconnection, an example of natural selection. And I might be slightly erratic, ghost in the shell, I'm a light in the attic, and I'm quite the dramatic, a minute for the attention, ready to ascend and transcend dimensions.
Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil, and people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way
Welcome back to Persona Non-Grata, a D&D V5, 5th edition one-shot. It's not V5, wrong game. Our gang of 4 have been recruited by the town of Gwyn to retrieve their belongings from a bandit horde that swept through. They didn't quite do that, and instead have found themselves traipsing along with the bandits back towards their home base. A bit of mistrust in the air, but no weapons swung just yet. On the wagons, the entire group of you come upon a large cave with a river that seems to run into it. And this group starts meticulously moving the wagons around this edge of the cave inside as you all start to slowly get brought in to the cave. And I'll wind up arranging you all on the map proper as you go in.
I'm writing in my little pink notebook to Dad. Like, Dad, I don't know what's going on right now, but I think I'm being taken somewhere.
And so as you go in, you see more and more of the cave with more and more people inside. The cave is set up it's set up around this small little river that runs into it. There's some bridges that crisscross over the river itself, and there are people inside occasionally near bedrolls. Humans so far as you go in, who all look at you very strangely.
Oh, more friends.
Again with the strange looks.
Yep. Strange, but this is a bit different. It's not strange because of who you are. It's strange because what are you doing here? You are definitely not part of the crew. So there is confusion to that regard. You're brought back, and they all start following the people that were with you. And as I arrange you all very quickly, you were brought into the main chamber, positioned all in a group with the ones that brought you nearby or around you, and the ones that started to follow in, grouping. There's a few more folks in here. Dwarves, gray dwarves, and one man in the center who looks unlike anything that you've possibly seen. He looks unnatural is the only way to describe it. His skin looks scaly, but almost like it was applied onto him. He looks humanoid, but again, something is kind of off about him. And this is where I'm going to have Vass make the Arcana check one more time to see if she knows what this is. Because based on your backgrounds, I feel like she's the one that would have an idea of what this is.
21.
What is
16
it?
plus 21, 16 plus 5.
21. You have not encountered one before, but you have heard of simic hybrid creatures that are crafted to be sort of perfections on creation. This seems to fit with the tales that you've heard of these so-called creations, these so-called hybrids. He's very large, just sitting not on a throne, just on a rock. And in this main chamber are many, many wagons full of things. There's cabinets and chests full of things. People have their own sections, their own bed sections, as you've seen coming in. And he's just sitting looking over all of you, and he just goes, "So you brought friends back with you?"
We are new friends.
Hey!
And the tabaxi walks up next to him and goes, "These four came into our camp. They said that they knew information about the town we had just taken some stuff from, and they wanted to be friends." He's going, "Is that right, Takana? Well, welcome, new friends."
We're very
So-
big fans of your work.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
now?
lean over to Dakari and I'm just gonna say, "Do you think that they will like Alice?"
You know, I don't know. Like, I like her a lot. You could try.
And I'm gonna look at the one that's talking. She's like, "Would you like to meet Alice?"
His brow furrows, like the scaly skin just sort of like crumpling on itself. Because, who is Alice?
I'm gonna pull my doll from the bag. Alice.
Everybody tenses up the moment you reach into your bag, like they're preparing for something, and then a doll comes out and they don't know what to make of it.
It's Alice. And I'm gonna pull her arm and she's gonna say, "Will you be my friend?"
About half of the group have the same look as that one. We've lost somebody, but they'll come back shortly. Have the same look of that one tiefling that was very unnerved by everything. So April is having a bit of technical issues, so I'm going to just slowly talk us through this. The same look of that one tiefling that is very unnerved by the doll. Several of them are like gripping onto the weapons. They're looking back and forth between each other. They don't
won't
really know
hurt
what to
you.
make of this.
I promise she won't hurt you. She's just my friend. She's always been my friend. The only one I've ever had until a few hours ago.
The leader, though, takes a look at it, and he seems amused by this weird talking doll. That's fascinating.
She just wants to be friends, like I do. I think like we all do. We want to be friends. We've been on the outside and alone for so long. And
On the outside and alone. Tell me about this. What brings you from the outside and alone and that town to my compatriots here?
Oh, well, we received a letter. There's something of that effect. The mayor of the town, are you familiar with him? He's very sweaty and smells bad. Very nervous all the time, too. Looks at us funny. Either way.
He looks over to the feline who he identified as Takana, and she goes, "It's a Gwyn." He goes, "Oh, right, that place. Haven't had the pleasure myself. I don't get out much."
Well, you're not missing much. That town is a wreck. It's not really worth much.
Well, it better be a wreck
honestly.
after my folks just went through it.
Oh, brilliant job, by the way. I
Made it look
really
better.
do appreciate it. They've been so mean to us over the years. They don't like us, our kind, very much, and all of a sudden they wanted help. And even though they wanted help, they still treated us like we were less than. And, well, on the way to find you, we kind of talked and decided that we would much rather just be friends with you. You seem to be more like us than they are. They don't understand us, and they don't want to understand us. They're just desperate, and desperate is gross and unsavory.
Desperate is unsavory.
So we just wanted to be friends. So that's why we are here. We wanted to see if you wanted to add a few people to your, she looks around, community.
Is that the case? And he looks over to the other three of you. You three come to join up.
It's better than where we were before, and it's much better than the sweaty guy.
Now, as the DM, are the four of you legitimately asking to join up, or are you just talking to keep yourselves out of trouble here?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
For now, until the better deal comes along, Vass is totally cool joining this group of merry people.
Fair. He looks over the four of you and goes, well, as you can see, we've got quite a few people here already. What do the four of you offer to this group?
I can do this. And Dakari will stand up and she'll do a little dance move, and then she'll clap her hands together. And when she does, she casts her cantrip for Thunderclap.
Okay. So there are people standing right next to you, which puts them in range, which means they have to make the con save.
When she does her little dance move, she'll do like a little slide.
Away.
Okay, so she slides away. But everybody does suddenly go, wow. But there is no con save needed for this. And again, everybody just suddenly grabs their ears. It hurts for the other three of you. It's loud because you're in a cave. So the already loud thunderclap, which can be heard from 100 feet away, is now contained in this cave. It was very, very loud. Actually, I will say everybody, like the rest of you and all of them, are just going to take a single point of damage from this just because of how shockingly loud it is.
That's really cool, Dakari.
It's really loud. Maybe not inside of a cave next time.
I didn't take the reverberation into consideration. I apologize.
The leader does look very he looks bemused, but is also like a bit pained by it. He goes, ooh,
Ta-da!
Ta-da indeed. All right, so you're a bit of a caster type. That is useful in its own right. We don't quite have those on board.
What do you offer all of us?
I'm sorry.
I mean, are you a lot better than the sweaty dude? Like,
I should certainly say so.
The sweaty guy couldn't even maintain his own town.
You're definitely less sweaty.
You know,
very much so less sweaty.
We are significantly less sweaty, and as you can see,
this is back to living underground again, though.
As you can see, he gestures around to like the cave full of things that have been taken from other places. We do maintain our own quite well.
We're back to living in hiding, though. Didn't we want to like not have to hide?
I don't mind being in hiding.
Maybe
I just don't want people to look at me like they do anymore.
I mean, would you be interested, sir, in a new town?
Go on.
I have this here contract, and I pull it out really quick, wave it around, and put it back real fast. Where there's a town that if we go and take some stuff and show them that we took it back, we can pretty much have, because he's not going to negotiate with us. Mm-mm. There are lots of witnesses. It's a legally binding contract.
You're a legal individual then?
Sometimes, yes. Depends on the need.
Great
Please
talker.
don't let this dissuade you in any way. We really do want to be friends, and we don't like them. That's why we're interested in. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
interested in helping us, we can take their entire town, and then they'll be on the outside.
We could be friends in the sunlight. The sunlight kind of sucks sometimes, but we could be friends like above ground friends.
Oh, or maybe my dad can grant you guys powers.
Your
Your dad has power. What do you mean your dad could? That's another conversation.
No, no. Go on to this. Who is your father?
Well, he's not actually my biological father. Sometimes I call him daddy, and sometimes he responds. It's he's a big.
I feel like that happens a lot for you.
Sometimes, yes.
Show me what you mean by power.
Oh, okay. Can you move a little bit that way so I can do the thing?
He steps off of his. He actually stands up, and Morin steps off of his rock. He is rather large. He steps to the side.
And she's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and make the roll.
That is a 16 plus 8.
Definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. I just want to see how much you do.
So 10 points of damage.
The rock that he was sitting on explodes, and the pieces go like bouncing off, and some of them bounce off some of the other people. They bounce off the walls. Everybody kind of like shields himself again. Just goes, "Oh, that's good. That is good."
The big guy.
Like and your daddy gave you this.
Yes. Grost, I think his name is.
He's a very generous one indeed. What about you, Scary Girl? What do you do? We have 2 casters, and we've got a legal aid over here.
I'm not scary.
The doll is a bit unsettling. Apologies.
You get used to it after about half a day.
She's
really actually
polite.
just become a good friend.
Well, mostly polite. Karen's a bit bitchy, but she's mostly polite.
Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds terrible.
Very much so. I try to not talk around her when she's Karen because everything I say just goes completely out of proportion, and it's just a disaster.
I see.
But Greta's really nice, and so is Cecile and Betty. Betty really, really wants friends too. But other than that, I can see things from a very far away and can sometimes talk to people from very far away. And I'm really good with a bow and arrow. And this, and I pull my rapier out, and I'm good with this, but I'm better with my bow and arrow. Mm-hmm.
He looks over at Takana again, who's like a little bit more impressed at like the allotment of things that you guys have than she was when she first met you guys and you were just talking at her. It seems like we've got a decent array of abilities here, but I have to ask, how do we know that you're not going to just take us back to this town and they're all waiting for us there?
That is the handy dandy invention of a contract. We could draw up a contract right now to ensure that we can go to the village and take it over together. Equal ownership in the village. Our group and your group.
That's all well and good, but I could have Gernitz there slap his hand on a piece of paper, and he points towards the large lizard guy and claim it's legally binding, but nobody's going to know it.
That's why you have to have witnesses who will also witness the legally binding.
No, sorry, you misunderstand me. How do I know that you are not deceiving us and you're going to bring us back to this town where they're all waiting for us?
Again, the contract. I don't see. I would never violate a contract. I have ethics.
There's a couple of reasons. Like, well, also on a contract. In reality, like if we go back, like 4-year guys kind of took out the whole village last time. So I feel like if all of us are going back, no matter how many people are there, like you're going to be fine.
Valid point.
Also, Jenny doesn't want to go back to them. She prefers to stay with people who are like us, and they don't look at us nicely. They're kind of rude, and again, they all smell funny. I don't like it, and you guys haven't really looked at us like they do.
Well, as you can tell, we're not exactly your standards.
And I like that. It's good to be different and not normal. Normal is so boring. The entire town is just so boring.
And gray. Everything's so gray.
And you want to go back to that town with
And
all
take
of
it
us.
over and make it our town, and then we rebuild it to be better.
And pink.
I have so many ideas. I've been drawing up sketches of how to redo the buildings. I think we need a bar right outside, not a tavern, but a bar, like a nice bar with like a
So-
rooftop garden.
And so much pink.
So much. Part of the village is very pink. The other parts are not have to be pink.
Can't we do green? I like green.
We could do like a rainbow across the village. So like different areas are called different colors. Like there's the pink district, the blue district, red, Roy G. Biv, and all those colors.
I would like right in the middle, like a pinwheel.
Yeah.
I would like one of you, and the four of you may discuss amongst yourselves, one of you to roll persuasion with advantage on joining up with them. And whoever does that will also have to roll a D10 after they're done.
I have a -2.
Okay.
I have a +8 in my persuasion.
Okay.
Go.
I will
I have
also
a 0.
I can also flash of genius you, which will add it. I'll flash you, which will add a +5 to the roll.
Okay. You're welcome to do that.
Okay.
Does Flash of Genius like take anything in particular that you have to do?
Let me double check. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add a +5 to the roll. So I just
okay.
can do it.
Yeah, you're not like in combat at the moment, but yeah, you can spend that now.
Okay. I'm just gonna like pat her on the back. You can
So go ahead.
Ireland, tell him.
Go ahead and check off one of the uses
I
for it,
did.
just in case you wind up in a situation where you need it more.
So with the 5, with the 8, rolled a natural 18. That's 31 persuasion.
Okay.
Was that with
And,
advantage? You had advantage.
You have advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
That
So
was
go ahead
I rolled a 16 and 18.
All right. So now go ahead and roll with a 31. Go ahead and roll a D10 just by itself.
That's a 1.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now,
I don't know what that means. Why am I scared?
the D10 was to determine what outcome happens off of the roll. So he goes, all right. I am more than happy to have you all join up. Bit of a test, if you don't mind. Just seeing the ability is nice, but I'd like to get a handle on how you do in a stressful situation. So if you're fine with it, 4 of mine are gonna come at you, and we'll see how you do.
Oh, you want to like fight test us right now?
Figured be best to just get that out of the way.
Which 4?
And he just sort of like reaching out. He just he starts like picking out, and it was like, unless you have preferences. He starts like picking out for the random ones, like a couple that were like 1 or 2 that were with the group that you were with, and a couple that were already here.
The biggest one, I'm going to lean to my broom and hold on to it and point at him. Like you.
That would be Gertz, the lizard man from before.
Good.
So he just goes, me. You will fight me? Okay, we can fight.
Don't hurt him though. He's really nice.
Do the other three of you have any preferences, or are you good with whoever just gets assigned?
I'm okay with anyone. I
Okay.
really didn't want to hurt you, but I understand.
And so
Shh, Karen, not now.
one of the tieflings, the one that was actually like really unnerved by everything, is squared up with Zyandra.
Yes.
One of the humans is squared up with Ireland. And a Minotaur is squared up with Dakari. And the large bandit leader goes, all right, Whoever's standing at the end of this is in. How about it? And I'd like for you all to roll initiative.
Ooh, that was good.
18.
15.
22.
Give me just a
No.
moment.
20.
Just a moment.
Sorry.
I thought I did good. You all just had to show me up.
Okay, so just a moment. Vass had what?
15.
Okay, and Zyandra had what?
18.
All right, and Dakari had what?
17.
All right, and Ireland had what?
30, 20. Sorry.
Okay.
Numbers.
So it will go Ireland, Zyandra, Dakari, Vass, and then the rest.
Ooh, we did better than them. Good.
Yes, you did, by far. So the four of you can make your individual moves on them, and then they will go. Ireland, you're up.
Okay.
For
Sorry,
purposes
so-
of this, you're all within the main area, the main section, so you are within like 10 to 20 feet of each other during this.
Okay. Give me one moment. I'm so sorry. Someone just pulled up to my house.
No worries.
I'm going to skip my turn and I'm going to give it to somebody else. And
Okay,
I'll be right back.
we'll say that you're holding action for now, and
yeah.
you can do something when you come back around. So we'll move to Zyandra.
I'm just going to put my doll away, put it in a bag, take the bag off, and do forgive me for this. And I'm going to make a slash with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 20, not natural.
All right, he hits.
All
It
right.
hits. How much damage do you do?
That is going to be 10.
10. All right.
And 1 second, because I have something else too. You know what? No, I don't have to do that because we're not doing the thing. Okay, yeah, just the 10.
All right. So Zyandra with her rapier drawn says, "Forgive me for this," and with a blazing move, just cuts straight across the bandit's chest. He seemingly was not expecting her to move this fast, and it cuts deep. He is still left standing, but he's staggered. He is staggered by this, and as he like clutches onto the cut across his chest, he rethinks his strategy very, 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 very deeply. Dakari, you're up.
Dakari would like to move to a position where she could possibly hit as many of these bandits with fog cloud as possible.
Okay, so you're going to try to hit him all at once.
Yeah, as many as I can. It says my range is 120 feet, and I create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered around a point. So I guess if I don't know how far apart they are. You said we were like 10 to 20 feet apart. So if I can only get three of
well,
them-
I'm saying you're all about like 10 to 20 feet apart from each other. So right now the only place to hit the fog cloud will also fog up some of the other ones who are not participating in this. So you'll block the view of like the bandit leader and Takara and whatnot, which you certainly can, but it will also fog them and they will not be able to see. It does also mean that seeing into there will be difficult.
Okay, so then instead of fog cloud, I'm going to use earth tremor, and I can create a 20-foot radius. Oh wait, no, not the other one. There we go. A tremor on the ground. Each creature other than me must make a dex saving throw. It says it has a 10-foot range.
Okay, so you'll be able to
just get closer.
Yeah. I'd say I'm responding to you. Yeah, so you get closer you step up to them, and you're going to do your earth tremor within your 10-foot range. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So how do you go about doing this?
She is going to kind of slide up to the Minotaur all slick and then go, look what I could do. and then she'll kind of like go down like a bull and like make little hands. And then when she stomps her foot like a bull, the whole ground kind of shakes. And as a bonus action, I will use my wild shape to turn into probably the largest creature I can, which I think might actually be a wolf again.
A bear or wolf.
Oh, can I do a bear?
You can do a bear.
I'll do bear.
All right, so let me go ahead and make his saving throw. And this one is not a sphere, so it's just going to be him. He fails that saving throw, so he takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage, and he is knocked prone. So go ahead and roll your 1d6.
And is it 3?
3. All right, so with that, you stomp the ground, and at first he looks a little offended, and then he suddenly it's like shaken off his feet, and his head hits the ground hard, and he is currently prone as you shift right over him.
And that's the end for me.
All right, Vass, you're up.
Okay, so bonus action. The cannon's going to hop out of my pocket.
Okay.
The cannon can walk 15 feet on its own as part of this bonus action, and it's going to plant himself right here.
Okay.
And let out a 15-foot cone of fire. So it should get this one and this one. Yeah, because they're not close enough. So these two.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does not hit any of your compatriots.
Yeah, I've been measuring.
Yeah.
Just to be sure. I need them to make a DC 16 dex save.
Okay. That is a failure on one. And a pass on the other.
Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage to the fail, and half of that for the one who passed.
Okay.
That was my bonus action. Now how does he look? Do these dudes look super tough?
One of them is the lizard person.
Yeah.
So he definitely looks tough, and he somehow didn't take the brunt of it. It seems like it just sort of like went around him, like his thick skin, and really hit the human that was squared up with Ireland, who got like washed over with fire, and he's looking like very crispy right now.
Question
screaming.
2.
Yes.
How high is the ceiling?
Probably about 50-ish feet, if you were to estimate.
For my action, I cast rope trick.
Okay.
And I just like, come get me now, bitches. And I throw the rope into the sky that kind of just disappears. And on my broom, I slowly float up into the hole with like flicking off the lizard guy. And I pull the rope up after me and I hide in my hole.
Okay. So you're just in the ceiling. All right.
I'm in a hole in the ceiling. I stick my head out. If anyone else wants up here, just let me know. And I stick my head back in.
Okay. So Vass is currently, we'll put this in here, hidden. Ireland, we're going to come back to you now.
Okay.
For your held action.
Okay, cool.
The person that you are directly in front of you is now very crispy and slightly on fire.
I'm trying to like take the fire off. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Well, this is going to hurt a little bit, and I'm quite sorry. And I'm going to. So I took Pact of the Chain, but for flavor reasons, would it be okay if I can say I summon my blade?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to summon my blade, which is very pink and very sparkly. And I'm going to pull out a little box. It's a small little box out of my pocket. And I'm going to pick up a little bead and drop it, and I'm going to step on it. and it's like kind of spirits kind of swirl around me a little bit. And it's called Tale of the Avenger. So for 1 minute, any creature that hits the target with a melee attack will take force damage, equal to a roll of my bardic inspiration.
Okay, so you're casting something to defend yourself at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hit him with my blade.
Okay. The one that's on fire in front of you?
Yes.
All right.
So he's going to have a nice little, yeah.
All right, go ahead and make the roll.
Okay. Attack. There you are. So that is a 14 to hit.
And that hits. What's your damage?
Okay. So let's see. Where's my D8s? There's a lot of D8s. I'm sorry. Okay. That is 4 points of damage. Woo!
Okay. Now I'd like to ask the first clarifying question that I'll be asking all of you. Are you dealing lethal damage or non-lethal damage?
If I can do non-lethal, I'll be happy with that.
Okay. So your weapon whips around and just spins this guy up in the air off his feet. He does a couple of corkscrews and just hits the ground flat, unconscious. He had four left, which is why I had to ask.
Sorry.
So yes, so yours is now down on the ground. Not dead, but yeah, definitely unconscious. And now we'll go back to those three. So Dakari, you're currently in the shape of a bear. You just imitated a bull at the Minotaur. He's going to do his best impression right back, and he's going to do a quick horn attack. Does a 12 hit?
My AC is 12. So
do you have your armor equipped?
I should.
Okay. Oh, sorry. You're also in bear form. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So that just barely hits you then. So you're going to take 5 piercing damage from the horns. And he's immediately gonna rear up and take a swing with his scimitar at you. And that is a 10, so that does not hit. So horns go into your side. He pulls up and takes a wild swing, but misses because he's just sort of dazed at his own swing there. Zyandra, the one that you hit, he's feeling really shaky, but he's going to start trying to shoot at you with the crossbow.
Okay.
As a 14 hit?
No.
Okay. So he shoots really wild. And for second attack, he's going to throw a knife at you. 15, does that hit?
That meets.
Okay. So you're going to take 4 piercing damage. The crossbow bolt goes sailing over you. The knife does stick in your shoulder.
Oh.
And he's just still like very freaked out by the concept of you and the doll, but he's still trying to engage. Meanwhile, Vass, you have a rope leading all the way up to the ceiling.
I pulled it up with me. I said that.
You pulled the rope up with you. Okay.
Yeah. And it's you can in the spell.
Awesome.
I'm just like looking down like
He looks up at you and he goes, "Oh, that's cool. That's really cool." And he digs his claws into the wall and starts climbing up.
Oh shit.
And he gets to just about the entrance of the extra dimensional space. So he's within combat range. Now it says attacks can't cross through the entrance, but if he reaches in, does that hit you, or does he have to actually take his next turn to go into the space?
As many as 8 medium. Is he medium or smaller?
He is large.
He cannot fit. Space can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures.
Okay. So if he reaches in, what happens?
I don't know. Attacks and spells can't cross the entrance into or out of the extra dimensional space, but those inside can see out of it. I don't know.
I'm gonna have you make a roll for me then, because he's going to reach. So first, I'm going to have you make a.
Is it an attack that he's making, reaching in?
He's attempting to grab. He's attempting to grapple. So
okay, that's still an attack, isn't it? Because if that's an attack, then verbally attacks.
It is, but his hand is staying in, which is where the intention comes in. So make me a dexterity saving throw to see if he even does grab you.
The worst of those. 17.
Okay, so he goes in and you just go, you swing back in and his hand just like pops back out. So he doesn't quite get at you.
Go away.
But he is still up there with you.
Okay.
And he can't really do anything right now. So that's just because he can't like attack in. So that's his turn. So we're going to come back to the top with Ireland. Ireland, you've just knocked out your guy. There's 2 people that are fighting your 2 friends, and there's a lizard on the ceiling.
Are we supposed to kill them?
The bandit leader just goes.
But don't you want your people alive?
And he just sits back and watches.
I'm going to bonus action healing word the guy that just fell.
Okay. How much do you do?
3 plus what is, I always forget how that one works. My spell modifier. I always get that part mixed up. Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
Cure wounds. Okay, so it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Okay. So bonus action healing word, and he kind of goes and just like snaps out of the unconsciousness. He's still on the ground, but he's awake and is very confused at what just happened. The last thing he remembers is getting hit.
Sorry. I was told to attack you. And I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
To kind of see what's going on. If I can do that, if I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, you can. You can hold your action, but what are you gonna hold until? Like, what is the qualification for you taking your action?
I'm going to hold an attack with the rapier on the bandit guy if he tries to do any kind of like hostile action or anything.
Towards you? Okay.
Yeah. And I still have my spinning thingies around.
Sounds good. Zyandra, you're up.
So she's just going to look at the deck. That wasn't very nice, but I understand. I hope you do forgive me for this. And I'm going to bonus action Hex. And so she's going to kind of mutter a few words. And that's going to be, I think, it doesn't say that it is a saving throw or anything like that. It just
it compounds on top of what you do.
So yes, I'm going to cast bonus action cast Hex on him, and then I'm going to go after him with the rapier again. Okay,
take a swing, and then if you deal damage, it will deal an additional 1d6.
20, not natural.
That definitely hits.
Okay. And that's going to be then this guy, and we'll go here. 18 damage.
Once again, I ask you, are you dealing lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal. I'm just gonna
Okay.
knock his ass out.
So you come at you come at him with the rapier, and at the last minute, instead of doing the stab, you just straight punch him with the hilt of it. Black veins do like sprout across from his nose from the necrotic damage, but doesn't kill him as he goes sailing backwards, unconscious, and hits the ground.
Maybe
Not dead, but out of action.
just gonna turn and look at Ireland and be like, I have an owie.
I'll heal it after we're done.
Thank you.
Dakari the bear, you're up.
I'm going to use Thunderclap again, but I'm going to headbutt him. And when I make impact with him on the bear bull headbutt is when I'm going to cast the Thunderclap so that hopefully I can kind of push him with head a little bit away from the rest of everybody else and not necessarily hit everybody again, maybe. Hopefully not.
Okay. Just because I haven't played a druid in a very long time, you can still spellcast as the animal?
No, I'm sorry, could you say it again?
I said, just because I haven't played a druid in a while, you can still spellcast while you're in animal form?
Ooh, can I? If not, then I'll come out of it before I hit him.
Okay. So you'll use your so you're going to take the swipe at him, you said, and then you're going to use your thunderclap, or
I'm just going to charge straight at him, and when I headbutt, cast Thunderclap by headbutt.
All right, so you'll charge at him, and then right before you headbutt him, you'll come out of wild shape and hit him with Thunderclap as in the headbutt. So that is a con save for him. That is a 9 total.
That it was a 9 for the con save.
Yes.
It does not save. Nope.
All right, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Four.
All right. He goes staggering backwards. He's not down yet, but he is dazed by that. He was not expecting that. And also everybody, not going to have you take the damage, but it's loud again. So everybody just very immediately ears. Except for possibly Vass, who's up in the ceiling, and it's your turn.
Okay, so we're not trying to kill these people.
It's entirely up to you.
Vass is going to stick their head out.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, you should probably just get down for your own safety and cast grease across the ceiling underneath the lizard in hopes that it'll make it slippery and it'll fall. Because that's funnier than casting a real spell that'll hurt.
That's beautiful.
Let me make a dexterity saving throw. No. Is grease all that you do, or do you do anything else?
So he falls.
Uh-huh.
Does he have grease on him?
It would have just been on his hands at that point.
Cool. You know where I'm going. The cannon's going to turn that direction because no one's that way, and then release flames.
Yep.
I'm not trying to catch him on fire, but if his hands get a little extra toasty because they have grease all over them, why not? Or if
I
grease
knew
happens
it
to
when
be
you
ready.
asked that question. I was like, oh.
So I need another dexterity saving throw.
Once I had to calculate the fall damage from.
Oh, actually, yeah. And is he prone? So he'd have to get up. So there's no dexterity saving throw.
He is prone, and I will also let you know before you can choose to continue the action, but you see when he hits the ground, he's not moving.
I think for flavor, the fire goes off over him.
Okay.
Doesn't singe him, but just as a warning.
It's like a victory shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to calculate 1d6 per 10 feet, and that was about 50, 60 feet up in the air. So He took a bump.
Perfect.
Okay. Bandit. So Dakari, the one that just got the headbutt off of you, he's stunned, and he's just gonna he's gonna step forward. He's gonna headbutt you right back without the thunderclap attached to it. 13 hits. All right, he's gonna do 3 points of damage. And no bonus action there. Meanwhile, Ireland, the bandit that you just healed, is very confused, but again, the last thing that he remembers was getting hit. So he's going to, with the disadvantage, attempt to shoot at you with his light crossbow from the ground, because he's still on the ground. Ooh, yeah. I don't think a 7 will hit, right?
No, definitely.
So the arrow does go flying past him, and this was a condition for your action that you were holding. So do you take the action, or do you just let it go?
What I'm gonna do, just for flavor wise, as I see the arrow coming, I take the sword, the rapier, and I just dismiss it. Okay, great. So you're not gonna take your held action. You're just gonna deflect. Yep. Okay, I will allow that. So then back to Ireland. It's your turn. At this very moment, I look at him and I'm just like, I shrug, and I'm looking at the bandit leader, and he's so okay with just his people dying. Can I insight check him? Sure. Go ahead and make the roll. That is a insight is a +4. That is an 18. Okay. He seems completely calm, and he seems to just be like evaluating you for. Like, he's evaluating your fighting style, your choices, etc. I walk up to him. Okay. So you walk up to him. The two that are around him do like square up, getting ready just in case you're about to do something. No, I sit down. I put my hands like this. So, why are you so okay with them dying? Are you okay if we join your group and then you would do this to us too? What makes you better than the guy back at the town, the gray, sweaty dude looking town? That. Never said I was, but hazard of the job, isn't it? You are wanting to join up with a group of thieves and potential murderers, after all. That's going to be my action. I'm just going to just stare at him and not blink. Zyandra, you're up.
So I've seen that the person got up after she healed him
and shot a crossbow at her. Yeah.
I'm gonna go up and pop him as well to try to put his ass back down, because that's not cool.
Go ahead and make your roll.
That is gonna be a where's it at? There it is. Okay. 16.
Definitely hits.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll your damage. And are you doing lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Okay.
Yes, I have to count on my fingers. 12.
Okay. What are you hitting him with, by the way?
The hilt of the rapier, just popping him.
Yeah. So walking over to him, you just punch him with the hilt of the rapier, and he goes right back down.
And as soon as that happens, she's just going to be like, I don't understand. Are you trying to get your people killed? Is there like a number that you have to hit and you have to stay there? So for us to join, we have to kill some of yours. I'm kind of confused, because what we were looking for was community and, acceptance. And I don't know. Not just no better than the normal people.
He, again, very tight-lipped, just... Dakari, you're up.
Still just staring at him.
Well, that's going on. Dakari has 2 sickles, and she has 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
So she is going to try and go for the horns of this guy, and she's not going to kill him, but she's just going to dehorn him a little bit, just a little bit.
Take your swing.
I cannot seem to find on my sheet, because I usually do this by paper, where
That's
I'm
okay.
What I roll for that.
So yeah, it'll be a d20 plus 2.
All right. Plus 2. That is 14.
Okay. And since it's 2 weapon fighting, you can roll your second one as well.
17.
Okay, both hit, and it's a 1d4 plus 1d4 minus 1 for your what do you call it? For your sickle damage. Each one.
It's 3 again. 3 is my lucky number tonight.
For both of them?
For the first one.
Okay.
Second one is minus 1, so that's a 2.
Okay. So the horns, like you cleave into them. One of them is like half dangling and the other one is off. And he is just in shock at this as he like looks down at what his one horn on the ground and the other one just sort of like bounces off of his chin.
All right, does a little dance. And then that's the end of my turn.
Vass, you're up. If you want to do anything.
Well, I just thought of something horrible to do.
It's up to you.
Which one is there's only one left.
Yeah.
It's the horny one.
Yes.
Well, no longer horny. Do I want to do this? I need a dexterity saving throw from them as I catapult their horn into them.
They fail.
Cool. That's 48 damage.
Yep.
From their own horn.
And is it non-lethal or lethal?
Non-lethal?
Okay.
I just really want to embarrass them.
That's fair. It will determine if it's the back end of the horn or the point of the horn at that point.
I mean, either end, it's 48 of damage.
Yeah.
5, 7, 3, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And is this an artificer spell? Because that's an extra D8 if it is. I don't think it is on that list, though. No, it is not. So it's just 18 points of damage.
So the horn comes flying up off the ground and just square hits him in the face. Blood comes out the nose as he stumbles back and falls over.
So I would like to do it in such a way, flavor-wise, that it looks like Dakari sliced off his horn, it hit the ground, popped up, and hit him back.
It does.
So it looks like Dakari looks like it.
It does happen that fast. Yeah, because of the like 6-second combat rule, it does happen that fast.
Perfect.
And all 4 of them are now down on the ground, unconscious in some form or another.
We're out of combat?
Yes. Well, yeah, it is now technically top of the turn again. So if you want to continue combat, it is up to you, or you are all out of combat.
I get up from where I'm standing from the guy. I walk over to Zyandra and I'm going to heal her real quick.
Okay.
And she's going to get back 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of healing.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at the group. You know what? He's just as big as a piece of shit. At least he's honest about it. As the guy back at Gwen, that gray, sad-looking town with the sweaty dude. And this guy doesn't really give a shit if we live or die. Why don't we just say fuck with both of these parties and build our own town?
Let's take all their shit.
You hear coming from the ceiling.
I think that we should get some things back so that we can take some things back and maybe keep that end of that bargain. But if not, then one second, and I'm gonna go and grab the doll back and just like Cordelia thinks that that's a good idea, that we should just be our own little community because we seem to actually care what happens to each other, whereas they don't. And she's going to look to the other ones and be like, and I think that I can speak for the others when I say that if you want to actually be part of a community that cares whether or not you live or die, you're welcome to join us.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn to the leader and be like, and just look at him and be like, it extends to you too, but I have a feeling you're not going to like that.
But I think if we're a community and you care about someone, you would care if your guys lived or died. Because we got sent on, and I'm going to just be completely honest. We got sent here to take you out. And we wasn't doing that. We were going to join you because we thought you were the good guys.
We had you surrounded. You didn't even know.
Your guys can't shoot very well either. Look how easy they're on the ground.
Too true.
I don't want to be here.
Very well.
And I'm going to walk out if I'm able to.
Yeah, you're able to walk away from the group. As you walk away from him, finally, he just makes a gesture, and the two gray dwarves go to the four that are on the ground, and they start putting hands on them, and you see them slowly, like one by one, like get some color back into them as they come back up, healing the unconscious back to standard.
Zyandra, before she starts to walk with Ireland, she's going to turn to the one that she was fighting, and she's just going to say, they don't think that you're very bad. They just wish you had an open mind.
So the leader looks at at the remaining ones and goes, "Are you all in agreement? Are you just going to walk out of here then?"
I'm going with my friends
As I crawl out of the hole.
Zyandra's going to look at him and she's just, we're not trying to fight. That's never been our objective. Our objective was to be accepted. And clearly we're not getting that in either scenario except for our own. So I think it's a safe bet that we're going to do our own thing now. But if you ever want to join us in having an actual community of outsiders, then you're welcome to. But I would hope you wouldn't try to retaliate or think that we're going to sell you out or anything of that sort, because honestly, that's not the case, and we don't want a war.
He seems to think on this a little bit.
We just wanted friends.
And he waves Takana over towards the carts that they just brought in and goes, "Give them one." She looks a bit confused and she goes, "Give them one. You can take it wherever you want to, back to the town or on your grand new adventure of your own town, but it's yours. If you don't wish to stay here."
Thank you very, very much. We will take good care of it, and we appreciate meeting you. And Alexander said, if you ever find yourself in the neighborhood, feel free to stop by and say hello. Maybe make a few friendly trades.
You don't have anything to worry about from us. I guarantee that. You've more than earned your respect by us.
When Nora gets down to the ground, because she would have come out right next to the big lizard guy,
Like, hey, buddy. Sorry. You want to come with us instead?
No,
We won't make you
stuff-
fight somebody else.
No,
we can
all
take
my
your stuff.
All my
We
stuff's
can-
here.
We can take it with us too.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I just felt bad seeing you get hit all the time.
He weakly like pats you on the head, but it's a little bit too rough, and it's also like the size of your head. I like you, little lizard.
Pat him on the kneecap. You too, buddy. And I'll follow Ireland.
All right. And the four of you exit the bandit cave with this wagon of valuables and supplies that have been pillaged from the town of Gwyn. I assume not back to the town of Gwyn.
Where you want to
Okay.
go?
Zyandra's just going to look at them and she's going to be like, do we really want to go back there and trust that they're going to agree with the contract? Because I feel like the leader in there, he had a good point. Like that, it's only legally binding if people are willing to vouch for it to be willingly binding. And I don't think that they will.
Got a good
Perhaps we
point.
could take it and we can use it for our own.
We can just go to a different. I heard Barovia is really nice this time of year.
I did not hear good things about that place.
Let's
What? I
just
heard
do our
it's-
own. We all live on the outskirts. We can really make this a really good place that people will want to go. We could even cut off like access to the other town, to Gwyn. We can cut off access so they'll be dependent on us this time.
We could take over the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we create a town that everyone is welcome. And we
I
don't
like that.
Everyone but the sweaty guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone but the sweaty guy.
Marilyn likes that idea too. She thinks it's fantastic. Shut up, Karen. Nobody's asking you. But
Shut up, Karen.
right? She's so bossy. But no, Marilyn thinks that's a great idea. And she just wants new friends, just like the others do.
I think our new town will be full of new friends.
And they'll be welcome and we'll treat them right. And yeah, it'll be good. And that'll help us.
That's a great idea. And Vass pulls out paper. I'm going to start the town charter. And starts writing out.
And the four outcasts sent on their mission find a new purpose as they begin to put together the starts of their own community, because the first one didn't quite look out for them, and the second one seemed to have its own agenda. But they have each other to look out for, and in a uncertain and not always on your side world like this, it's important to have folks to be on your side and have your interests in mind along with each other. That concludes Persona Non Grata. Thank you all for playing. It definitely did not go in the direction I expected, but I'm glad of the direction it went in. Thank you all for watching as well. We appreciate you tuning in for all of this.
The real treasure was friendship.
Real treasure was friendship all along, and the wagon full of stuff that you guys are taking.
Yeah.
And the wagon full of treasure.
So we're going to do outros. Ashley has requested to go last, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you all where to find me, and then we'll go around the table. I am Zachary Vaudo. That is my Twitter handle over there. I don't know if there are links in the chat or not, but if there are, you'll find them there too. I am mostly found on ATL by Night, which is going to be starting up again on Tuesday, March 1st at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So tune in for season 7. We'll see where we are, what we have been, what the city is up to, and all of its terrifying goodness that's coming forward. I'm also on Adjacent by Night, which you can find on Saturdays at 3 p.m. twitch.tv/levelup_TTV, where I play a very having a rough go of it Malkavian, who's on a boat with a bunch of vampires as we go around the world. We just left Seattle in a blaze. I think we're on our way to Long Beach right now. It's a whole thing. We're going all over the world. And you can find me on Gehenna Gaming, Carrion Comfort Studios, Martlet Games, where I just ran Ghouls Night, the Bard's Playhouse, wherever tabletop games are played. May, why don't you tell us where to find you and what you're up to?
Hi, I am MayLeigh Damage. You can find me on all the socials at whatever they are /MayLeigh Damage. And first off, I would just like to say that if you're going to come to Long Beach, sir, you're going to have to clear it with the bear and the Castile first. I don't know if she knows about this, but she'd be very chuffed to meet you.
We will talk. We will talk.
I have to say, Elena Cortez would absolutely love to meet her, and we could go on a Bad Girls Club adventure.
Oh boy.
In there, 100%. And yeah, you can catch me on a wide range of shows. I'm always doing guest appearances on things and one shots. So definitely make sure you follow me on the socials to stay up to date on all of that. Right now, currently doing a mage campaign called Bonds Beyond Time, and another D&D campaign called Gods of Color, both of which are on the Cookout TTRPG. So check them out. Lots of good shows over there too. Lots of new stuff going on in music and film and all the other stuff I'm doing. So again, socials. And thank you for having me tonight. This was absolutely wonderful. And I love the crazy little tiefling that I got to play.
She was wonderful. Sam, you're up. Where do we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Samantha McLarty, and you can find me on the socials at Just S McLarty. All of them. That's just look that up and you got that, and you can see all the crazy shit that I'm getting up to. I do Adjacent by Night, Elena Cortez, the La Sombra, that is giving the Malkavian all kinds of hell. I do a lot of stuff. We just did our first recording of London's Bleeding, where I will be playing Lillian Crawford the Ventrue once again, and I am excited to get back into that character. There's also a whole lot of other games coming up on Martlet, on Vancouver. I'm playing tomorrow in an All Ghouls game for charity on Vancouver by Night Channel. So check that out. And there's just a whole lot that's coming up, and I cannot keep it all in my head. So just follow the socials and you'll see all the things. So I have had a blast playing this lovely Hexblood Rogue, and the Hag Collective has had a wonderful time being with you as well. Thank you guys so much.
Outstanding. April, what are you up to and where can we find you?
Hi, everyone. I am April. You can find me everywhere as AprilRaygun. On Tuesdays, catch me over at the Amphitheater playing Yulia 5e, a Redwall story with Duval and Prince and a bunch of other amazing people playing another weird talking animal with problems and causing chaos. I am on a bunch of other things, some stuff not out yet. Oh, I'm also the co-founder of Sladies and the programming manager of Gehenna Gaming. I forget that I have titles now that I'm supposed to add to things and tell people about. I'm so bad at outros. Why did people make? I should just write these down, and I do, and I don't. I have a script for this, and I still don't follow it.
I feel you. Me too, honey. Me too.
So follow me. There's a lot of stuff coming out. The release date for my first ever streamed D&D campaign will be coming out very, very soon with the amazing character art from Gremlin Art. So make sure to follow me and Gehenna Gaming for that information.
And finally, head of the channel, Ashy. Tell us everything you need to tell us. Co-head of the channel.
So first, thank you so much, Zach, for running this game. It was absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate all of you guys taking out your time to be here at the Bard's House and just having some fun. So thank you. I have a bunch of shit to start saying. So one, we have a new merch store. So go check that out. That link, I believe, will be somewhere in the the thingy. So go check that out. We have some really cool stuff there. You could find me on Draxilian's channel on Wednesday, where I play a bard, and you can find me on Blue Collar DM on some Thursdays, where I play a chaotic warlock druid. Please come by and see her. You can find me next Saturday here on the Bard's Playhouse, where we will be having a mini Star Wars series. World Tour by Night whenever I get to play Gwendolyn again. Our wonderful storyteller, Michelle, will be starting that up soon. And Wednesday, I will be debuting my first Sin City by Night, Vampire the Masquerade story on the 2nd. We haven't had the time just yet, but I will put that on all social medias. So follow me at Ashythebard. And I feel like I'm missing stuff because we have so many things going on. Friday, we have Pathfinder here. We'll be having monthly one-shots along with miniseries. Something really big is happening in May, and it's got a teaser, but more to come about that soon. But Zach, you will see Zach on that as well. So everything else just follows us on social. We're also a Jasper's Game Day ambassador, and I'm the event coordinator. Sorry, words. So remember, your roles matter. If you're going through something, please reach out. Every role matters, like I said. And let's not forget, trans rights are human rights. Love one another, take care of one another. And we will see you guys soon. If I forgot something, I'm sorry. But I love you guys, and we'll see y'all soon.
Bye.
I'm like a falling star, I burn alone. I've got a heart without a home. Underneath this empty sky, just waiting for a sign. And it seems to me that gravity has got its hold on me, but I'm about to break free. Mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Like a flare without a spark, a shadow wish into the dark. Far across the galaxy is where I dream to be. And it seems to me astrology has got its plans for me. I just gotta believe. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Ooh, darkness, darkness. Into the light. Help me, help me. Mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Oh, mothership, take me home tonight. Help me find a way to turn this darkness into light. Ooh.
glass cannon is a character that can put out obscene damage very quickly, but is also incredibly frail.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon.
If your objective is blatant confrontation, then you haters have greatly underestimated my station. I dominate with divination, I conquer with conjuration. I'm bonkers with evocation, I'm astonishing at abjuration. Patiently waiting for my invitation to help alleviate my already unbelievable reputation. No conversation, the brains of the operation, the pain of the population contained in a concentration of a spell slot. I got 27 in the clip, missiles emitting from my fingertips like warships. That's a handgun, damn son, shooting from the hip. Only one using telekinesis to get a grip. Cantrips waiting to be cast off. Prismatic wall, make 'em all blast off. Cackling my ass off, incapacitating them with laughter. Yazzik ain't the caster you wanna go after.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon.
Anyone wanting to interfere can get weird and witness your worst fears in a 30-foot sphere. I don't care if you're a barbarian or a cavalier. Kick it into high gear, let me make myself clear. The pioneer, I can make your peers disappear. Send them to the ethereal plane as if they were never here. Cheers roaring in my ears, dearly revered. I'm happy to domineer any volunteers. Sincerely out of control, top of the totem pole. My cone of cold is freezing them fire trolls whole. I got the strap, just looking to trap souls. I've been snapping my firebolt, leaving smoldering holes. It's incredibly difficult not to acknowledge me. I am a prodigy, you'll read about me in your mythology. No apologies, I'm impossible to demolish. Consider this admonishing, second guessing my polish, you bitch.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon. My glass cannon. I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon.
The general strategy is to either destroy the enemy before being attacked, or to hide behind other, stronger ally units.
Who goes there? Why you dummies always coming in my lair like you want the smoke? All these wannabe heroes underprepared for the nightmare and despair that they dare to provoke. Most folk are doing their best to avoid me. Floor full of bones of the people that annoy me. Every now and then I get a couple of daredevils with the audacity to think that they can destroy me. Good luck with that, man. I got panoramic vision, meaning that I can see in any direction with precision. If it's your decision to attack, I suggest that you come back when your plans had a bit of revision to it. Notably, you should accept defeat. Consider this your last opportunity to retreat. Repeat, that was your last chance to survive. I hope that you enjoyed your time being alive.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should've looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
I am the tyrant, get it? I've actually been told that I'm a pretty funny guy. Wait a minute, what were we discussing? I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right, you were just about to die. Huh. How could I forget that? It's my favorite part. The only thing left to consider is where to start. In addition to magical abilities, I'm smart. I can make your demise art. Anyway, it appears that the wizard in your party is a gnome who was worth about the same as if he would have stayed at home. I'll activate my anti-magic cone, and in a moment I'll turn him into stone. When the barbarian inevitably flies into rage, I'll disintegrate her with one of my eye rays. By the way, I haven't even begun to try. Fly by and take a bite of the fighter's thigh.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should have looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
While the fighter attempts to collect himself, he bleeds out on the space I dismembered him in. I wouldn't waste time telling me your names. I can guarantee that nobody's ever gonna remember them. Then again, you'll be on the list of my victims at the bottom of a column of other anonymous prey. You should take a minute to reflect on the day and the last words you'll ever say. Time's up. You're the lone survivor, the last one left. And halfling rogues are admittedly deft, but you broke into my home and you've stolen my time. I'm afraid I cannot allow theft. Throw you up into the air with my telekinesis. Stinger of death to obliterate you into pieces, and that's that. Wink and a tip of the hat. That was good for my practice. Thanks for the chat.